So, Clayface is a very specific example I want to use when discussing this topic because James Gunn and Peter Safran obviously are building out their new DCU. And one of their first movies, obviously after Superman and Supergirl, is going to be Clayface. I don't think they've started shooting yet, but they're in pre-production. They're about to start filming that movie, and I'm very excited for it. But that was not at all in the initial plan for the DCU. Um, Clayface is happening because Mike Flanagan wrote a script, pitched it to DC, and the script was so good they said, okay, we have to do this, and now they are. So I love James Gunn's mindset and mentality here with everything. It's, we're not going to film anything or greenlight a project until the script is set and it's perfect. And it's the same way here, where if we get a script that is so good, even if it's not in our plans for the DCU, we are making it. And I'm very excited for Clayface, and especially with that confidence in the script has me overjoyed that we're getting a Clayface movie like this. So I'm very excited for that. But now we have a bit of a similar situation where Zach Cregger, who his new movie Weapons just came out today, actually, he revealed in an interview the other day that he has written a Joker and a Harley Quinn movie. He said he wrote it even before Barbarian came out. So, like, years and years ago. And that he hasn't talked to anyone at DC or anything. So this video is not about like, oh, a rumor that a Joker and Harley Quinn movie is happening. No, it's just more about the idea of it because he wants to pitch it to DC, and he says that he thinks it's the best thing he's ever written. So, especially now that it's out there and fan excitement is starting to gather, I think that's very exciting and very interesting about this idea of a Joker and Harley Quinn film. Now, Zach Cregger, I haven't seen any of his films, so I can't really touch too much on how I feel about him writing and directing a Joker and Harley film, but what I do love is just the idea of a Joker and Harley film, because recently I've been watching a lot of Batman the Animated Series. I don't know why, but just one night it was late, I got home late, but I was hungry, so I wanted to stay up and watch something while I ate. But I didn't want to put on a full movie or a full 45 to hour long minute episode. So I said, you know what? Let's find a cartoon. And I watched some Batman the Animated Series. So I've been watching a lot of this show lately and just, Mark Hamill's Joker, perfect. Obviously the introduction of Harley Quinn, that mad love storyline is so iconic. And so I think very similarly to how Mike Flanagan's script for Clayface is based off Feet of Clay, that original debut episode of Clayface in Batman the Animated Series, this film, I mean, it could be based off a certain comic or anything, or not based off anything, any story in particular, and just the characters in general, Zach Cregger's own ideas, but it is very well possible that this movie is based off Mad Love, or at least some sort of episode of Batman the Animated Series, which gets me very, very excited because, yes, while I do feel like Joker is oversaturated in films, obviously we just had the two Joker Joaquin Phoenix films, and the second one wasn't great, and we have Barry Keoghan in the Batman universe, so yes, I want to take a break from the Joker in film. But then again, if you do him right and you do him comics accurate and, again, similar to Batman the Animated Series, this could be really great. And particularly to do that relationship with Harley Quinn, not jumping right straight into it like we did in Suicide Squad. I liked elements of their relationship in there. They gave us a few flashbacks to sort of the birth of Harley Quinn, which I appreciated. But to really expand upon that and develop that into an entire movie, I think would be brilliant to give us, again, it's just such an iconic story. And, obviously Jared Leto's Joker, not loved by many, or really liked by many at all. So to give us a good classic Joker, a good classic Harley, put them together, have it be sort of like a dark, twisted romance movie, and you can really lean into some of those psychological elements as well. I like, one of the things I don't love about Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn is, because I'm actually rewatching the Suicide Squad right now. Like, I paused it while I'm recording this video, but I'm rewatching that, and Margot Robbie is amazing. I love her as an actress, but her version of Harley Quinn is just so stupid and childish, and I love the Harley Quinn animated series. I love how they consistently tap into her past as a therapist. And if we could really lean into that in a, yes, obviously Harley is a sometimes silly character, and like, oh, Puddin' and like all that stuff, that's great. But to still have moments of seriousness, and especially don't just take the Birds of Prey route where you start off the movie and they've just already broken up, and she's just like, again, that whole story was just rushed in the DCEU. So to do it in the DCU, or maybe this would be a separate thing like the Batman and taking place in a separate universe, I'm not sure. But I guess a question could be, would they bring back Margot Robbie? Honestly, at this point, I don't think so, because I think she's moved on. It's been long enough, and again, she was great in the DCU, but I think we want a new, fresh take for the DCU. And yes, some actors are coming back, but I don't think this is one that we need to do that with. And especially, it'd be weird to bring her back, but then not bring back Jared Leto. And nobody really wants Jared Leto to come back full-time as like the DCU Joker. So I say it's time to recast. And that, of course, brings up the question, who could be our new Joker and Harley? Well, we got some options for you here. This one here, I don't really love. Well, I mean, obviously it would be great. Like, Bill Skarsgård and Mia Goth, both amazing actors. And, they could do great work with this. But I feel like this is just such a basic pick. And that's why I don't necessarily love it. I want something a little bit more out of the box. Plus, like, Bill Skarsgård, that's like his thing, is he's just always playing horror clowns and like just horror icons and stuff. So, let's do something else. I love this idea right here. A lot of people have said David Howard Thornton, who of course plays Art the Clown in the Terrifier franchise. This one is another sort of typecast because like it's another scary clown. But that's his dream role. He wants to play the Joker. There are videos of him doing impressions of the Joker, and it's just like, that could potentially be one of the most comic book accurate versions of the Joker we could ever get. Now, him paired with Meg Donnelly as Harley Quinn. Meg Donnelly, I also enjoy as an actress. I don't know if I necessarily see her as a Harley Quinn, but she is already a little bit associated with DC. She did audition for Supergirl, so they're familiar with her. But I don't know if I really see her as Harley, especially not these two together. I feel like there's a bit too big of an age gap there. But anyway, how about David Dastmalchian? Love him as an actor. James Gunn loves him. And I think he'd be a great Joker. But again, maybe let's try and get a little more creative here. Like Dave Franco. Now, he and his wife, Alison Brie, are currently on their press tour for their new movie Together, which actually looks really good, and I've loved just getting to see Dave Franco and Alison Brie back in the spotlight a bit more recently. That's been great. And Dave Franco was asked if he would be interested in playing the Riddler or the Joker. He said probably no to the Joker because those are big shoes to fill, but if he changed his mind, I think he'd be pretty great. And honestly, Alison Brie could be a pretty good Harley Quinn as well. So, like, put those two together again. I'd love that. And, real life couple, so I think that'd be fun. Now, Jack Quaid is the Joker. Holy cow. That could be cool. That could be a lot of fun. Again, fantastic actor. But Mikey Madison, obviously just coming off of her Oscar win of Best lead actress. She was fantastic in Nora. She was in Scream. I think she would be a perfect Harley Quinn. I think she really, like, legitimately would be fantastic for this. But another actress who I think would also be just as perfect, if not more, is Ella Purnell. I mean, Arcane, Sweet Pea, Fallout. This woman is amazing and so talented, and she just, I don't know, like, she also just has this look that's like, I think that could be Harley Quinn, and I think she would be really great. Now, who would you pair up with her as Joker? I'm not really sure, but this is an idea I really love for Harley because she particularly looks like she would fit that that original design of the character from Batman the Animated Series. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about Zach Cregger and his Joker and Harley Quinn movie that he wants to pitch to DC? Do you think he'll actually do it? Do you think James Gunn and DC will want to make it? And who would you want to cast as Joker and Harley Quinn for the DCU? Or again, it could be an Elseworlds thing, so it could be separate. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the DC life.